Getting breaking news development. Can we go BBG with that, which is that Pakistan has suffered major losses in its dogfight with its three of its aircraft coming down. In fact, there was earlier confirmation of two. Shawan, what more can you tell us? I am hearing there is another third Pakistani Air Force jet which has been down. Possibly on their side it has fallen, but then 3 kills now with IAF insofar as their dogfight with the Pakistani Air Force is concerned. Shawan.
Intensified air battle that is basically underway right now. We are not disclosing the location of the air battle that is underway. What we can confirm is that at least 2 of the Pakistani Air Force jets have been brought down. And Abhishek, you're getting us the latest information about the 3rd Pakistani Air Force fighter jet being brought down. I do not personally have that information right now. But having said that, all that I was told right now from my sources is that it has basically intensified. And the line that was basically added that Pakistan is staring at major losses as this air battle intensifies. This has been going on for the last few hours. There have been cap formation on the Pakistani side, and the very fact that our airspace was actually breached. So we are looking at this morning around 8 o'clock, we are looking at an air battle that is intensifying after the missile launches came in from the Pakistani side, and thereafter the retaliation from the Indian side of at least 3 of the Air Force bases inside Pakistan being completely decimated is what we are being told. In fact, ballistic missiles that were being launched towards Indian cities have been intercepted. Indian cities have now been once again protected by the armed forces. But as far as the condition in Pakistan is concerned, there's absolute chaos, because right now you have the Pakistani government basically calling again for a special assembly, and the fact that you have the Pakistani army essentially looking at major losses at various fronts. However, they've said officially they've started the operation. It's part of their retaliation. One thing is very clear, that the drone attacks that have taken place in the last 24 to 48 hours was primarily a kind of a reconnaissance that was carried out by the Pakistanis to make an assessment of our air defense system, and whether at all there is any sort of a loophole, and whether at all they can take advantage of the loopholes that exist. But interestingly, India was aware of this kind of tactic that was being employed by the Pakistanis, and that is the reason why some of our major air defense systems like the S-400 was not only used. Now, what you're seeing on your screens, this is one of the airbase that has been completely destroyed. I was this morning told about 3 such locations. Now, this information perhaps would be a little dated right now, because this information that we had received was around 5 o'clock this morning, and in around 5 o'clock this morning we had a confirmation with regards to at least 3 locations where last night there was a massive retaliation that actually took place. Now, in Pakistan itself, remember this was only after the ballistic missiles that were being launched, and thereafter the response actually came in. The 3 air bases, that's the Noor Khan air base, which is in Rawalpindi. As far as Chakwal is concerned, there too you have the Pakistan Air Force base named as Murid, and Rafiki happens to be was destroyed. Well, let's also take you through more details now coming in. As far as Pakistan's airspace is concerned, a NOTAM has already been issued. Pakistan has cleared their airspace till about this afternoon. They're essentially worried about a retribution coming in from the Indian side. As of now, there's an ongoing operation. As we understand, that could also be because of the dogfight that is underway right now. At least 2 of the Pakistani Air Force jets have been brought down. There's another information coming in for the 3rd. This is the 3rd such Pakistan Air Force base that has been brought down. Now, just to take you through these images that have come in, most of it has now been shot by the Pakistanis, because this also happens to be in the air. This is a military base of the Pakistanis. Now, As far as Rawalpindi Air Force Base of the Pakistanis are concerned, now there are multiple squadrons of the Air Force which has now been targeted. We are being told that the air defense system was already brought down by India. That was yesterday, and now you have Pakistani Air Force squadrons completely left vulnerable after the air defense system was broken down. In fact, Abhishek, if you really look at the strategy that has been employed by us, one, you have the air defense system being completely decimated, which leaves these military air bases extremely vulnerable. And now you have details emerging that the air bases were struck later, earlier today. In fact, India essentially saying that these are counter-match retaliation. This is because of the ballistic missiles that were being launched by the Pakistanis.
Well, yes, Shawan, you're making a very important point that these are pictures from the Noor Khan Air Base on the outskirts of Rawalpindi. Remember, this is the Pakistani military headquarters. It's just about 10-15 kilometers from where the Pakistani army chief sits. And India has taken down the Noor Khan Air Base, or substantial part of it. And that really shows the ineffectiveness of their air defense system, their radars. What were they doing? They were sleeping like they were sleeping when Americans came to pick up Osama bin Laden, whom they were hiding right under their nose. And Saurabh, this is a major strike by India. And this is also a measure of India's prowess vis-a-vis Pakistan, India's conventional superiority vis-a-vis Pakistan. Saurabh, are you there? Saurabh, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah. This India has responded to Pakistan's, I would say, escalatory tactics in trying to spread this whole drone fear and now trying to attack Indian locations. All we have done is now we obviously have decided to